Today on Tech Talk with Erik DUANE, Disruptive Classroom Technologies, brought to you by Dr. Sunny Magana. Have you ever been frustrated with technology in the classroom? Have you sometimes wondered why school administrators force technology on us and our students, only to realize it hasn't done much, if anything, to improve student understanding or enable a real learning and understanding to occur? Do new classroom technologies intimidate or cause you anxiety? If you're like me, then I know you have, but fear not. Dr. Sunny Magana, the author of today's book, has some great insights that might change the way you view disruptive classroom technologies. First, let's talk about disruptions. What is a disruption? Is it a classroom in chaos with misbehaving students? It could be, not in the context of innovation of a technology. Clayton Christensen defines disruption as a positive force, not something we're used to looking at it as. It's a process by which an innovation transforms a market whose services or products are complicated and expensive into one where simplicity, convenience, accessibility, and affordability characterizes the industry. Not all disruptive innovations are education-centric, as you can see from these examples. However, Magana uses Christensen's disruptive innovation theory to develop his own framework. In order to better understand the reasoning behind the development of Magana's framework, we need to take a look at two preceding models. First, we take a look at TPACK. TPACK is a model developed by Mishra and Kohler in 1998, and it helped highlight the importance of teachers' technological knowledge in the narrative of modern instruction quality. However, this model lacks a thorough set of steps that one might reasonably follow to develop technical knowledge. The second model that Magana examines is the SAMR model, developed by Dr. Ruben Contadura in 2013. This model focuses on the degree to which technology tools change the nature of tasks, and it builds on the TPACK model by providing more in-depth hierarchy for categorizing technology use. One major issue with this model is that it lacks a clearly defined context with which to use it, so it can be used in anything from teaching to trench digging. Not satisfied with these models, Dr. Sunny Magana sought inspiration for a new model more geared towards educational technology use. He found his inspiration in music after hearing an interview of the legendary guitarist Eddie Van Halen. In that interview, Van Halen mentioned a three-step progression for guitarists. In the first step, guitarists practice the same songs over and over again, much like a campfire enthusiast, but they never get any better. In order for the guitarist to get better, they have to progress and transform their playing skills into what he dubbed the Chuck Berry stage, where a guitarist works through and memorizes all of Chuck Berry's famous guitar licks until finally the guitarist arrives in the third stage of transcendence. It was this three-domain idea that set the framework for Sunny Magana's T3 model. Don't be dissuaded by the title. This isn't the third iteration of a well-known sci-fi franchise. This is, for lack of better words, a stroke of educational genius where disruptive innovation is concerned. The T3 framework that Magana imagined uses three domains of educational technology. Now, the first domain is the translational domain. The second domain is the transformational domain. And finally, the third domain is the transcendent domain. In the translational domain, we see how the majority of technologies are currently used in our schools. In this domain, we take an analog technology and translate it into something digital. This can be seen as doing an old classroom task in a new way by taking an analog process and making it digital. Think of the old chalkboard, now transformed into a smartboard. The transformational domain involves transformational use of technology to change the nature of the task itself. The easiest way to view this is doing a new thing in new ways. Think of historical disruptions like the advent of fire. Man could partake in a new way to prepare food with fewer health risks. In the transcendent domain, we see substantive changes to both the task and the learner. This is a domain where imagination is the only limitation to the potential of disruptive technologies in education. A great example Magana uses is the advent of the 3D printer. The 3D printer now gives anyone the ability to create new things for new tasks, or just use it to create solutions to existing problems. Now, 3D printers can be used with various mediums, plastics, or even powdered metal, in order to create new items. 3D printers have been used in every imaginable field, including education. Magana's T3 framework is well suited to education. The care he's taken to create this framework specifically for education is something we can all take advantage of with innovations that are disruptive. It's long overdue and a positive way of looking at disruptions. Hey, thanks for joining me today. That's all for today's Tech Talk with Erik DUANE, signing off.